Something's happened this week. I've been thrown out of Club Fashion. You see, fashion editors are the bouncers of style. They control who gets in and whose name's not down. And much like doormen, the power they wield is in direct disproportion to their brain size. There are those doormen who are in it to piss about and let in the fit girls. And there are those who will appear to take their role far too seriously, but then will at random decide to psychotically oblige any tipsy punter who insists on repeatedly headbutting their boot. It's impossible to tell which is which until crunch time comes. With editors, it's much the same. The tabloid fashion desk can be run with all the po-faced intensity of an operating theatre.
Scalpel, forceps, leg warmers.
Likewise, a broadsheet fashion page can be run in the loosest sense by a posh airhead who happened to look into the job 300 years ago when her forebears got a knighthood for clamping some Africans in chains. They are no less hateful than the hatchet-faced equivalents just because they know their jobs are as crucial to humanity as frantically whisky air. They waltz in, close to midday, stress about nothing, then flit out for a lunch that never ends, having dispensed a heap of contradictory commands. That's when they bother to come in at all. More often than not, they phone with excuses like, "Oh, I've got editor's cramp, so I can't possibly come in." So, of course, the staff write their columns. But then, why shouldn't they? Because as public school girls, they are born to live off the toil of others. Oh, I'm such a commie. In fact, when the public schoolers in fashion get together, they often start talking more posh than usual, becoming really childish, teasing each other about whose parents are more rich. "Oh, no, your parents have stables. Mine don't. You simply are richer than me. Oh, yes, you are." Pencils are thrown, and usually both parties end up rolling around in hysterics. Normally, I take this sort of contemptible display in my disheartened stride, but this week's been different. Firstly, I tried to suggest a model friend of mine for a shoot, and was almost sliced in half by the laser beams of disdain that were shot back at me by the editor. My friend's crime? She's black. The editor justifies it with, "A lot of the top agencies won't take black models on their books. Look at the top glossies, their covers just don't feature women of colour." She could barely bring herself to say it. So yes, I should have walked then, but I didn't. What tipped me over the edge was when a couple of days later, another of the fashion assistants walks into the office wearing what can only be described as traditional Muslim dress. Yes, a burqa. Without a word, she, a posh, white West London Trust fundee, sits down and starts checking her emails. The door of the editor's office opens and she pokes her head round the door. "Great outfit, Philippa! I love it! Well done!" I'd like to say that I marched straight into the editor's office and screamed, "You hypocritical racist turd! You happily bar the gates to anyone from different backgrounds, yet you clap like a dribbling simpleton when another of your chinless Aryan tribe appropriates another culture as an offensive joke." I'd love to say that I then fed her stupid posh face through a paper shredder. But I went one better. I did nothing. Because I felt numb. Because I wasn't offended on political grounds. I realised then that I just don't get fashion on a fundamental level. The fact that I can see the absurd contradictions makes me think I'm not like them. That's what you have to do, but fitting in doesn't mean just wear what everyone else wears. Tasteful gets you nowhere. Shock gets you anywhere. If I wore a Womble's fanny on my head to work, then I too would have the inane praise of a witless editor heaped on me. I told my token gay fashion comrade. He didn't see a problem. He dresses like Michael Moore because he likes his intelligence and documentaries. He's never sat through a whole one. So my friend is still very much in club fashion. I, however, am now eating pavement among the other rejectees. I feel cold and rejected, but somehow I feel free.